Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
Yes. Welcome into the Colby IndyCarTim show. I am the one, the only time you're ever going to hear me say the one, the only Colby Sapp.
Are there more?
I try not to do that. I mean, I shouldn't be more. If there is more, I'd like to meet them.
I wouldn't.
Just see if they're exactly like me, because then we'd go rule the world.
Do we have clone Colbys?
Man, that would be amazing. One guy that I would never want to see cloned, because I have enough conniptions about one existing, is one IndyCarTim Ham. What's going on?
My clones would be awesome.
Clones would be frustrating.
Clone Tim.
As hell.
Can you imagine me getting into an argument with me?
Yes! Yes, I can. Because a lot of times it's you take whatever side you think can irritate the other person enough, and you're not even really concentrating on exactly how you feel.
No.
And so that would be what the other Tim will do. It's like, wait, all right, fine. I'm strictly for guns.
God, how great would that be?
Against guns. And then you just go into an absolute circular, it'd be like a toilet flushing, just constantly.
It never drains. It just keeps going around in circles.
Just keeps circling.
Now, I have had arguments with myself.
I have too.
Like internally, right?
Out loud in the car.
Oh, I've done it that way too. Yeah.
Because both sides had decent opinions, because they were both mine. They just were, against each other.
And they were both right. Mm-hmm. You just had to pick which one you were going to go with for that moment in time.
So we do have a lot of things coming up on tonight's show. We are going to go with a little bit of Cowboys talk, a little bit of Super Bowl talk. I've got some...
I got some vodka.
Yeah, Tim has vodka. And I've got a little mystery shotgun for you guys. We'll be doing a little bit of WWE talk along with what's going on in the world of the Daredevil.
I have to pull the curtain back real quick for everybody watching and listening, Colby.
Okay.
So... I'm mixing it. So every night before the show comes on, I go into the studio and I turn on all the TVs.
Right.
Or 72 TVs in the studio, because Colby watches TV on his phone and it drives me crazy. Like, Colby, there's 72 TVs here in front of you. Just pick one. Nah, I'm good. I like it on my phone.
Right, because it's right here.
So first of all, that bugs me. Second of all, as I'm turning on the 72 TVs, I'm like, okay, what do you want here? What do you want here? I know wrestling's on. You want wrestling here? I'm going to turn the show on YouTube over here, and I'm doing it. He's like, I don't even care, just whatever. And you really don't care.
Right.
But tonight you had a special request because you wanted the two TVs directly in front of you both to be on wrestling.
Yes.
On the same show.
Yes. So I make sure not to miss it.
Because they're usually not in sync, and you're like, if I miss something on the left TV, I can go back on the right TV. But they're so close in sync, that wouldn't work tonight, right?
No, not really. Not unless it's like just real quick. Oh, what did he do? Oh, there it is, right? Because it's like a half second off. It's not too far off. In fact, the guy just took his shirt off almost at the exact same time on both TVs. So, man, it's not going to work. What I was envisioning was, oh crap, that's there, and then I'd be a little bit in the future on the other one. So.
Colby gets the 72 TVs in the studio, and I get the one in the production room, and I have to have it on our show so I can watch to make sure I'm monitoring the broadcast.
You're monitoring, but not monitoring.
Monitoring, but not monitoring.
Right.
Sir.
So
forgot how that goes.
I did too. We were trying to quote a drop that no
monitoring,
but not
monitoring, but not monitoring.
Something along that.
It's a Jerry thing, right?
Yes. Squirrel.
Shout out to Ben and Skin.
Squirrel. I did think about something on the way in.
Don't hurt yourself.
I tried not to, and you know what? I've come to the conclusion that I don't need forks anymore.
Huh.
Like as an actual utensil.
Because all you eat is rice, you can use a spoon?
Well, I prefer spooning the rice instead of
euphemism for something?
It's not. Well, by the way, we'll get
Mark that, Shippy.
To current TikTok euphemisms that are going on in the world of news and notes
that I don't understand.
At the back of the there's just some people doing some things that could end up everybody getting injured.
Don't understand.
And it's just a select few people that really be interested in getting injured like this. Maybe
Me.
maybe Tim's one of them.
Me and my clones.
All of his clones.
My clone army.
But yeah, no, man, I don't need a fork. I don't, because anything that requires silverware of some, I'll use a spoon, because yes, a knife is required to cut things, but to actually just grab a hold of, I can do that with a spoon. I don't need a fork, because what's the main fork's purpose? It's stabbing.
It's my main purpose.
Stab and get, right? Well, for the most part, I don't even worry about that. I just use either the spoon or, I don't know, these.
Your hands?
Yeah, my hands.
See, I'm the other way around.
Constant forkage?
Yeah, but I use a trident. I don't like forks. I can't use a fork, Colby. I think we've talked about this before. All of the forks that I use in my house are 3-pronged forks.
We won't get into the fact that most of the time Aquaman's trident has like 5 spears on the end of it.
Not really a trident then, is it?
Like a quad dent or something.
Sextodent.
Yes.
But the only time I ever use a spoon is cereal.
Okay.
With milk. And if it's a soup that I have to use a spoon for.
See, it's everything, taters. I mean, green beans, for the most part. I usually end up with the long green beans, and I've grated them like French fries, so I don't need that. I'll use a chopstick on you. I love using chopsticks.
Still don't know how to do that.
I love using maybe I'm just...
What are you, Chinese?
No, I just learned how to use them and found out they're better at getting stuff.
Do you eat rice with chopsticks?
If it's sticky rice.
Is that what it's supposed to be for, is for sticky rice? I never understood that.
Well, no, there are people... I mean, you can scoop with a chopstick. A spoon's just better. It's just because normally when I'm eating chicken and rice, it's time to get all of that inside me quickly. Don't mark that.
I got so many marks already.
So, but we do have a show to get to today, and one of them was that Tim told me that today's what day is it? It's going to be pretty damn fun. So, without further ado, and trifling about and talking about silverware, I am going to toss it to him.
Colby, you ready to toss my salad?
Never.
I don't think that means what I thought it means.
You
Is it okay for me to keep casually sexting?
You actually may have just made me rethink my whole thing. Salad. I do need a fork for salad.
Of course you do.
Because it's nothing but stabbing and grabbing.
Right. Just like my life. Colby, today is Wednesday.
It is.
February 7th in the year of our Lord. Let's not get into our Lord again like we did last time.
Oh, Jesus.
Listen to that so many times that I cry every time.
We had so many people tune out of
Holy
that segment.
crap, everyone tuned in. It's going viral.
Is it?
Yes.
As in we're getting canceled.
So great. Colby and his fruit roll-ups.
Yeah.
Colby, today is National Send a Card to a Friend Day.
A card?
Yes, not a car, a card.
Send them an Uber?
You get a car. You get a car.
We're all Oprah now.
When was the last time you sent a card through the mail for literally anything?
I don't think. It was after my wedding when you're supposed to.
Thank you cards?
Yeah.
So I send a happy anniversary card to my brother and my sister-in-law every year.
I've bought cards, but it was to immediately hand it to the person. Like,
yeah, you just give it to them, right?
Here you go. Got you a card. Which is the most give-up thing you can give somebody.
You're too cheap to even mail it, Colby.
You just gave up. You're like, hey, you could have just wrote a funny joke down on a piece of paper and then just stuck your picture to it and been like, here you go. They'd have probably got a little bit more joy out of that.
But other than to my brother every year for his anniversary, I can't imagine sending a card to someone. And that used to be the big deal, man. I remember my mom had like a drawer full of cards.
Right.
Just ready to go at any moment.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, so-and-so's sick. Let's go grab a card and send it to him like right now.
I mean, it got so popular with the cards, they made a whole channel about it.
The Hallmark Channel?
Yeah. It's got stupid movies on it that are basically their cards incarnate.
They are. Lori Laughlin's all over that channel. I guess she's out of jail now, huh?
Yeah.
Colby, it is National E-Day.
As in electronics, as in...
Whip out your TI-84 calculator and spot the little button that bolsters logarithmic and exponential functions. Do you know what any of those words are that I just said?
A logarithmic. That's when you beat up a piece of wood.
While you're listening to the Eurythmics.
Yeah, to a beat.
We could have some fun with that one. How about, and I don't know why we have to specify a day for this, as it is National Global School Day. I'm sorry, National Global School Play Day.
Were you ever in a school play?
Oh, yeah, a lot.
I was in one. And
Really?
to this day, Kevin Hagelin still would like to see a copy of me, as I was the lead character in a Christmas play that involved like a postman. I was the postman.
I would pay good money to see that.
Actually, I think I had to like sing a number or something in the middle of this too. And the only reason why I got the part was because everybody else, this was in Athens, Texas. Everybody else, no, it was in La Pointe. Anyway,
The
everybody
Pointer
else,
Sisters?
Yes. Everybody else that stepped up to, read for the part, they would have like the paper in front of them or whatever, and they'd just walk up and they go, and then I said, da 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 da, and just real soft. And I was like, this is dumb. Nobody can hear you. And so I just walked up and just said the things as loudly as I could. And I was the only one that did that, so they made me the person.
Colby's like, I'm going to be on the radio, damn it.
I was like, if you're saying these words, people have to hear it.
I remember those. I was in a 5th grade production of The Wizard of Oz in my school at Peters Colony Elementary in the Colony. Colby, I played Boo, the leader of the Munchkins.
I would pay money to see
I had a line, too.
Tiny Tim
5th grade Tim.
just running around as a munchkin. Did you suck helium before you went out there and said your line?
I didn't need to. I had a high voice in 5th grade.
Oh, man.
Balls hadn't dropped yet. All 3 of them.
Everybody.
I remember my line, Colby.
What was it?
Welcome, most noble witch, to the land of the Munchkins. Oh, I was supposed to do this at the same time, like.
Oh. Presenting the land
Yes.
of the munchkins?
As a matter of fact, yeah, in that 5th grade class, I mean, a bunch of us went all the way through high school together.
Right.
And that play for a bunch of the guy, Keith, who played the Cowardly Lion, Chris, who played the Tin Man, Glenda, who played who played Dorothy. Dude, we had so many like drunken high school laughs. We would recite lines at parties, just drunk in high school, reciting our lines from Wizard of Oz.
Munchkining it up, huh?
Totally munching her up. Mm-hmm. Colby, you ever been to a ballet?
No.
I have.
And never want to go.
No, I don't. I gave it a shot for a chick. I mean, she was my wife at the time.
Right.
So me and my first wife were big Dallas Summer Musicals attendees. We had season tickets to the Dallas Summer Musicals.
You've told me about this, and my brain still does not keep that as solid and true information.
It was just fun. Like we dress up. I had a tux. She had her beanies, and just we'd do dinner at Antares, then go to Fair Park and go to the plays and
Play a lot of Pong at Antares.
a lot of Pong on our Antares. But so at one point she's like, we tried the symphony at one point. And I didn't mind the symphony too bad. Like I can dig that a little bit.
As long as they're playing Star Wars.
But they're not. They didn't play Star Wars. Damn it. But dude, she talked me into ballet, and I was just immediately out. I'm like, number one, my feet hurt from watching them do that. Like literally my toes were curling in my shoes.
Right.
As they're dancing around. I was like, no. But today is National Ballet Day.
I've never, you know what? And it's like, it's one of those things where I know that there's parts of it that's good.
Sure.
Right. I know that there's moments that make ballet goers' sphincters close up with the greatness that's happening in front of them.
Is that a good thing when that happens?
When I was thinking that you wouldn't have ballet metal face, right? So I was trying to think of another body part that would do. I can't imagine somebody watching a ballet and then just going, because they're enjoying it so much. That just doesn't.
Can you imagine Ginger scoring a ballet?
I would watch it.
I would too.
I would watch it.
As long as Tatiana's the one dancing.
You know what? I don't care. I mean, his music's good. Let's go.
I'd be in. Colby, today, as we bring the music down just a little bit.
Oh, dear. What's happening?
Colby, today is National Black HIV and AIDS Awareness Day.
Cool. Okay.
I'm not sure we should comment on that.
No, I mean, no.
Commenting on things got us in trouble last time.
No, I
don't know, why do we need a day? And so then I have to ask the question, is there a National White HIV and AIDS Awareness Day?
my brain was Hispanic. My brain was everybody. So everybody needs a day then.
An Asian HIV AIDS Awareness Day? Transsexual AIDS HIV Awareness Day? Feline HIV AIDS Awareness Day?
For the people that think they're a cat and also have the AIDS?
I just meant for actual cats.
Okay.
You went dark.
I was thinking of people.
All right.
So, there you go.
I was thinking cats because I hate cats. They should all die of AIDS.
No, you leave cats alone.
Colby, do you like Italian food?
I do like Italian
What's your
food.
favorite Italian food?
My favorite Italian food is, it's got to be when I'm just going in, besides, of course, every pizza known to man. But it's probably the seafood pasta, like the seafood linguine, where it's got the clams and everything
The clam
else.
sauce?
Yeah, that's probably
That's
my
really
favorite.
good. One of my generic favorites, though, that probably started me on the Italian trip as a kid is fettuccine Alfredo.
I'm all right with
I like
it.
a really good Alfredo sauce that's homemade, and today is National Fettuccine Alfredo Day.
Do yourself a favor and don't look at any of the things that go into it and how many calories that bowl of fettuccine Alfredo is going to cost you.
Or just don't care.
Or just don't care.
Yeah.
Because you eat like 2 bowls of fettuccine Alfredo and you shouldn't eat anything for the rest of the week.
It's so bad, especially the sauce, man. All that heavy cream.
Yeah.
It's so great. Colby, today, another day that I feel is unnecessary. National Girls and Women in Sports Day.
No, that's necessary.
Oh, I don't need a day for it. They're in sports every day.
This is true.
I'm not saying they should be. I'm just saying they are.
So, but just take a moment to a day to celebrate them. I mean, to look back at all the greatness.
I guess. Jackie Joyner-Kersee comes to mind. Mary Lou Retton. I can't name another girl athlete. Dorothy Hamill.
There you go. You know what?
Thinking of skaters. Tanya Harding.
You went Tanya Harding.
Oh, she's the hottest.
She is.
Laksana Bayul. She's pretty hot.
There you go. I mean, you could have went tennis. I know you love tennis. They're athletes.
Maria Sharapova. Just saw her on TV over the weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Her, Steffi Graf, Andre Agassi, and crazy tennis player dude. Always yelled.
I don't know.
John McEnroe.
Okay.
They played partners pickleball, like charity pickleball tournament. In a stadium.
Did you hear there's new pickleball rules update, by the way?
I don't know what pickleball is. Actually, that's the first time I ever saw it, but it was awesome watching them play.
So, in the rules, it stated that, and this is for all the national pickleball players, in the rules, it stated that an accidental double tap is okay as long as it's
forward or whatever.
As long as it's in your swing motion.
Yeah.
I don't play pickleball. I just saw this in a TikTok. So somebody please, you can verify this if you're a supreme pickleball player. So apparently now, like that, as long as you can keep the motion, all of it's legal.
Really?
So you can pop it around the pole and different types. I don't know.
Colby and I get all of our sports information from TikTok now.
That's right.
It's all we do.
Just wait till news and notes for more TikTok.
Yes, I can't wait. Colby, it's National Jack Day. Not the drink.
Just Jack.
But a guy named Jack.
You know what I've found? Most people that go by the name Jack, it's not their real name.
Right.
It's just they've taken it on as a what? Because my brother-in-law, I've called him Jack this whole time. Come to find out, it's like Jimmy or James is his actual name.
Really?
Yeah.
Why does he go by Jack?
And we'll end up like at his job or whatever, and be like, "Hey, Jimmy, come over here." But what?
Well, I mean, like,
Thought you were
President
Jack.
Kennedy's name was John F. Kennedy, but everybody called him Jack. I never understood that. Like, how was Jack short for John?
Because they couldn't Jeff because of his, JFK. It was like just going to shorten it. So Jifk. He's like a Russian peanut butter. Jifk.
Das Vidanya. Colby, it is... For the love of God. Colby, it's National Periodic Table Day.
Oh my God, I didn't know. I heard National Period Day.
I know where you thought I was going. I almost said it much slower.
National Period Day.
Why do we... I used to be able to, like, recite the periodic table.
Well, it's added to it since then.
Yeah, because they invented new substances.
Right, they found things, did things.
Or they said they did anyway.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I used to have a picture of the periodic table hanging on my wall in middle school. Like, what a nerd, right? Like, I would have beat myself up.
Just future you just walks in,
Yeah.
smacks old you in the head.
Pulls it off the wall, tears it up, and throws it back at me.
Yeah. Goes and gets a picture of some lady and just puts it up. There you go.
Oh, my gosh.
That should stay there.
That would have been great.
Shooting a load into a lady. It's an awkward drop.
You said it.
I was
Colby.
describing a movie in that drop, by the way. I just wasn't telling about my recent day's events.
Oh, I think you were. We were discussing our weekend activities to start the show.
No, I was talking about the movie Shoot 'Em Up, where the guy has an action scene while he's shooting a load into a lady.
I got another one now. I said, hey, Colby, what'd you do this weekend?
Shooting a load into a lady.
My name is Jeff.
A lady named Jeff.
And then you just kept going on and on and on.
Casually sexting.
I know.
I think that was talking about you there.
I don't know. I think that was you. Colby, two more here. One, National World Read Aloud Day.
No.
Why?
Read inside your head. Don't read aloud. That's the literary version of the dude at the gas station that's talking to his whoever on his speakerphone,
Right.
like this in line, where you can hear both sides of the conversation. That guy.
I hate that guy.
There's so many times I just want to take that guy's phone and implant it somewhere in him so that he can now know that that should just be for him.
Planting a phone into a man. That's what you want to do. Always bothered me in school because, honestly, I was really smart when I was younger and in school. Like, I learned to read at a very young age and read to myself at a very young age. And it always bothered me when we're all reading to ourselves in class, right? And I'm looking around, everyone's moving their mouth while they're reading to themselves.
I didn't care.
That always bothered me.
I didn't care.
I wanted to tape their mouths shut to see if they could still read.
Well, it's like talking to somebody that has to constantly move their hands while they're talking to you, and sometimes you just want to say, if I were to bind your hands behind your
Could you
back,
still talk?
would you shut up immediately? Or, by the way, this guy, if you're this guy, stop. If you're this guy that just talks like this everywhere you're at, as soon as there's people around you, put it to your ear or whatever. You're not on Star Trek. You're not
Not a communicator.
You're not trying to communicate in the sci-fi film. Stop it.
And then finally, Colby, and I'm glad they specified, because this day could go very south for a lot of us.
Uh-huh.
It is National Wave All Your Fingers at Your Neighbor Day. It's literally a day. And they had to specify because most of us just want to wave one finger at our neighbors, right?
Right. Or, actually, no, I like most of my neighbors.
I wish I could say that.
Except for one of y'all.
And you know who you are.
You know who you are.
But we had to specify a day for you to wave all your fingers at your neighbor day.
So it's this. So you're doing this now?
I guess you're doing jazz hands to your neighbor.
You're jazz handing the neighbor. That's got to have a different meaning on the internet.
Jazz handsing your neighbor. It's like fisting your sister?
No.
Same thing?
No, it's not. It's nowhere
I
close.
just make that up. you bring any fruit roll-ups with you today?
I did not. But
I'm eager to try that out.
what? You've had a week
I don't know where to buy fruit roll-ups.
at the store.
Can you?
It's Walmart.
Oh, I was just there today.
Yeah, it's in the fruit treat section.
There's a section for fruit treats.
Yeah, it's usually with the crackers. Cookies, crackers,
Chicken and biscuit crackers that I still haven't had.
Okay, that's gotta stop. You have to have a chicken and biscuit.
I will have a chicken and biscuit cracker when you watch Raising Arizona.
That is not the same time commitment.
Sure it is.
You eat one cracker and you're like, had it.
But then I got to eat the rest of the crackers. That's 2 hours.
You want to eat crackers for 2 hours.
While I'm watching Raising Arizona.
I'm not watching it with
Colby.
you.
I'll even share my crackers with you.
I don't even want to be there. Now you're putting me in a place where I'll be more interested in what you think about every cracker than it will be that movie.
We're going to sit next to each other on the couch, eat chicken and biscuit crackers, Colby, and watch Raising Arizona.
By the way, don't mark what I just said.
It's too late. It's good times. Colby, it's time now for the Colby IndyCarTim Sports Report. It's a shame there's not any sports going on right now, right?
It's a shame there's not any music for this segment.
Okay, just a minute.
Yeah.
Thanks, LA Knight.
Night. You said it right last week.
Never mind. Shut up. Here,
We'll go here.
You don't have any music.
We got music. How about that?
That's great.
No football, no sports really happening. Does anybody care about that last game of the season that's going to be played Sunday?
I mean, I do. I don't want San Francisco to win.
No, it's really bad. But I don't want the Chiefs to win either.
No, I'm fine with the Chiefs winning.
Tired
Go
of
ahead.
Patrick Mahomes already.
I have friends. We all have friends that are Chiefs fans.
I used to be a Chiefs fan before they started winning all the damn time.
What an awkward time to jump off the bandwagon.
Isn't that weird?
You were on it, and it's like, oh, we're doing good. We're doing good. Oh, we're doing great. No, I have to time out. No.
I was a Patriots fan before they started winning. Then I got tired of them. They were always the lonely underdog, right? Up until like 2000.
Right.
I rooted for them against the Bears in the 85 Super Bowl. That didn't get me very far.
No.
And Drew Bledsoe and them against the Packers in, 98? That didn't get me very far. Drew Bledsoe got Drew Bledsoe twice.
Yeah. Well,
Tony Romo and Tom Brady.
So
Colby, we're gonna preview the Super Bowl itself when we do our picks against the spread at 8:25.
right.
So I don't want to get into too much Super Bowl talk, but locally the big story is who is going to be the new defensive coordinator extraordinaire of your Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys have conducted interviews this week, and I just want your thoughts on these names.
Okay.
Because none of these names excite me, like, at all. I feel like we're just looking for retreads at this point. On Monday, you will cooperate, Colby. Must have brought my old 386 in here. Because I'm on a subscriber site and I didn't know it. How about that?
Okay.
So we've got Mike Zimmer, former Cowboys staffer from 94 to 06. He served as the defensive coordinator here from 2000 to 2006 before he took the job in Minnesota to coach the Vikings.
Well, before he was in the Vikings, he was also the defensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals. Yes. Not unless it's the Mandela effect and it's all of a sudden changed. I remember that pretty vividly.
Now I'm kind of remembering that. Why did I not think of that before as we look up Mike Zimmer's professional history? Oh, you're correct. Sorry.
Right, cool.
I believe I was. Oh, you know what? Because I'm thinking of Ron Rivera in San Diego. That's where my brain was going because we're talking about him next. So his last coaching job, he was fired by the Vikings in 2021. Do you remember him serving as an analyst and consultant to Dion at Jackson State in 2022?
I do not.
I do. Because, Dion played for him in Dallas.
Right.
So they're buddies, and he brought him in for that season before he left for for the Buffaloes. But, man, I know he was good when he was here, and he moved up through the ranks. He started out as just a defensive assistant and nickel defense coach. Like, he only coached the nickel defense for a year. Then he moved up to the defensive backs coach. Then he became the defensive coordinator. Then he went to Atlanta to be the defensive coordinator. Then he went to the Bengals to become the defensive coordinator. Then he caught on with the Vikings in 2014, fired in 2021. I consider that a retread.
You know what? Okay, yes. But the only reason why, and it's not because of who he is or what he's done or anything along, because I like the personality.
Oh, and I do too.
And I think that he would have been even better as a head coach if he wasn't stuck with Kirk Cousins. I think that Minnesota Vikings teams had chances.
He picks Kirk Cousins.
Well, yeah, but he picked Kirk Cousins at a time when it was like, well, Kirk Cousins could be good until you find out, no, well, he's all right. He's not great. He's not terrible. So I don't mind that. The only thing that I mind about Mike, and it might be something of just old memory, is I remember the style of defense that he wanted to employ while he was here with the Cowboys, and it kind of changed a little bit when he was with the Bengals, is the bend, don't break defense.
Well, and remember, he was a 3-4 guy.
Right.
When Parcells got here, Parcells made him switch to learn a 4-3, which he had never done before.
Right.
So he had to very quickly adjust and redraft, and they had to start over to a 4-3, which is weird of Parcells, I think. Like, bring a guy in to that if that's what you want. But it didn't go well.
And also his time here, I remember we had the people that could cause turnovers. We just didn't do
it. Yeah.
Now,
Remember Pac-Man Jones.
That changed with the Bengals. They caused a lot of turnovers with the Bengals. I think that was a lot of having to do with what Marvin Lewis kind of that was his bag, right?
Yeah.
To do that, and the Vikings did that somewhat. So it's not like it just slowed down once he got in control there. I don't know, man. I love the attitude, but it feels like it's just a tougher version of Dan Quinn. Because Dan Quinn had that same go-get-em type of, and Z will be that guy that, doesn't want to be your buddy at all.
Yeah.
So,
of course, Zimmer's name on the table here. Also, I don't consider this guy that much of a retread. And we're talking about Ron Rivera, interviewed yesterday. Of course, coming off his firing from the Washington Commanders. He has been a defensive coordinator for the Bears, the Chargers, before he was hired as the head coach in Carolina, where he took them to the Super Bowl with overrated Cam Newton.
No,
didn't win it.
Don't put those in. That is one of the worst opinions.
Well, I shared that opinion with millions of other people. It's true. But, he's known as a big defensive guy, right? And I will tell you this. In 2020, when Ron Rivera and Mike McCarthy were in discussions or looking for jobs, I wanted Ron Rivera here as the head coach.
Okay.
Not Mike McCarthy, but Washington snatched him up very early on in the cycle. Like, I don't think he even interviewed anywhere else. So, in comes McCarthy, and here we are. Next on the list, and tell me this guy's not a retread. Rex Ryan, interviewed today.
Okay.
What are we doing?
All right. No. Because I know what we have in Mike McCarthy. We've got your lame duck head coach, right?
In his last season coaching the Cowboys, really. Yeah.
Unless some miracle happens and all of a sudden this team realizes their actual potential and does things right, it's over for Mike McCarthy. But wouldn't it be fun for us if we had Captain Foot Fetish as the
Oh, we would have him on the
coordinator.
show regularly.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. No, it wouldn't work out
No.
because he is a bigger attitude and a louder voice
Yeah.
than Mike McCarthy does. And it would soon turn into, you couldn't put him in the same locker room as Mike McCarthy
Right.
because it would soon turn into his team.
Well, and maybe that would be a good thing if McCarthy ends up getting fired. But do you really want Rex Ryan as your head coach after McCarthy?
I mean, he did all right for like with Mark Sanchez as his quarterback because his defenses were good back then.
Yeah.
They were
Butt
real
fumble.
good.
And then the only other name on the table is Aiden Durd, who's the defensive line coach of the Cowboys. He's in somewhere in the interview process. He's 44 years old. But now he's being touted as the next DC in Seattle under Mike McDonald.
So
We may lose out on this young up-and-comer because Jerry's so focused on these old farts, these retreads coming in. And by the way, how come we haven't heard the name Mike Vrabel coming to interview? How come we haven't heard the name Bill Belichick coming to interview?
I'm going to be real honest right here. The immediate thing that I wanted to have happen, you can tell me because I haven't had my nose in the news. What's going on with Al Harris?
He could be leaving. I don't think he's ready to be a head coach. Do you?
I don't.
Is he ready to be a defensive coordinator?
I don't know.
I mean, I like the guy. He's a little ball of fire.
He is. As I don't know. I mean, if you get the right staff around him, because it seems like the DBs will go to hell for him
I would be more open.
and then come back.
I would be more open to Al Harris being the defensive coordinator than Rex Ryan or Mike Zimmer. I'd probably be okay with Ron Rivera. If that's what Ron Rivera wants to do at this stage,
Right.
more power to you. I'd be into that. But, dude, above these other two guys, and I don't know anything about Aiden Durd. From what I've read, players love him. And he's one of these up-and-coming young coaches. He went to the league's coach acceleration program that the NFL has every year. He was involved in that back in May to help them, move up the process and teach them how to interview well and things like that. But I would like either Al Harris or him over probably any of these guys.
I'm going to be quite honest. Any of these guys, and I'm good with. Any of them.
Any of the guys I mentioned?
Any of the guys you mentioned.
You have a preference?
My preference would probably end up being, just for the symmetry of it, would be Ron Rivera. Because
Yeah, me too.
our DC leaves, their head coach gets fired, well, they just trade spots.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And you're going to play Washington twice a year.
Right. Okay, cool. But any of them will work. Because you saw what happened the last, you got a, disgruntled head coach or, whatever, fired head coach and made him a coordinator, Dan Quinn. How well that worked.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. Just less. Oh, okay, you were all right as a head coach, but not enough to get your team over the hump. Guess what?
Right.
If we just gave you half the team, what can you do with that? Let's see. I don't know why that gave me high voice.
I just don't know why that's all we're looking for.
Because it worked before. We're good with. See, we keep doing the same things over and over, Tim. That's how we ended up here, where we're like, oh yeah, start the season. It's going to be great. The end of the season. Well, look at everybody else playing.
That doesn't have anything to do with the defensive coordinator.
Does it? Doesn't it?
I mean, Quinn failed miserably in the playoffs for us. By the way, we all love Dan Quinn here in Dallas, right?
Yes.
I wish nothing but failure for him in Washington.
Well, because he went to Washington. I don't.
Yeah.
If he would have gone to another team, I'd have
Like if he went to Carolina or something.
go Carolina.
See, I don't know. He left a bad taste in my mouth against Green Bay.
Well, yeah, because everybody, it looked like we were definitely not defensively prepared for anything that Green Bay would do. It's like we've got tape in the system.
Wait, the Packers have a football team still?
What? Wisconsin?
What's that?
They no football there?
It's too snowy up there. Are we playing ice football? Is the ball frozen?
Yes.
Colby, and also finally Monday night you had the Super Bowl 48 opening. I guess they have like an opening ceremonies where all the fans get in the stadium and all the media's there. There's a bunch of players there.
What Super Bowl is it?
Oh, 58, sorry. What did I say, 48?
Yeah, I was
Sorry,
like,
58.
yeah,
I'm 10 years ago, Colby.
all right.
Super Bowl 58, yes, you're correct. And I don't know if you saw this. Our buddy Walt was posting all over social media. He had it on video that he was posting. All the 49ers fans in the stadium broke into a Cowboys suck chant at the Super Bowl that doesn't include the Cowboys. They didn't even play them in the playoffs this year.
Wow.
By the way, how did Walt get into this?
Because he's Walt, dude.
Is he cutting somebody's hair?
No, he's Walt.
I don't understand.
Man, best for business, dude.
I still don't know what that means.
You don't have to know. You want to know why? Because it's not for you.
It's not for me.
People like it.
It's not for me. I love Walt. Love you, Barber. We got a signature on our wall in here, by the way.
Yes.
But no, he was and he was yelling back at him in his video. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. I just don't understand why are 49ers fans who should be rejoicing because they're in a Super Bowl focused on the Cowboys on opening night of the Super Bowl.
I can tell you this. If the roles were reversed, and you had Cowboys fans that were there, they would not be chanting anything about the 49ers.
No, because nobody cares enough. I mean, I hate them because they're the 49ers, but not enough to where I'm going to, like I would do that for the Eagles.
See, I don't think there's another team that you would just stop down. We wouldn't do that for the Giants. We wouldn't stop down because you wouldn't do that about any other team unless you hated the team you were playing in the Super Bowl.
Right, like, no, I wouldn't do it at the Super Bowl because I'm not playing them.
So
it's just weird, man.
It's going to be sweet when the tables are turned. I don't know when that's going to happen. It may never happen. Actually, probably what ended up happening is that the 49ers will end up having to somehow drop off the face of the planet and become everybody's whipping boy again like they were for a little bit. And then at that point, then stomping them a few times in a row, we can then tell them. But we wouldn't even spend time with that. Somebody ask us what we think about the 49ers. Like, yeah, they suck.
Right.
That'd be it. That'd be it.
I just, man, that boggled my mind when I saw that. I'm like, why do they care so much? And that just tells you 49ers fans are bad fans. And by the way, I wrote a piece about this at CowboysSI.com today, and I was looking for pictures to use as my cover photo.
Right.
I'm on our little USA Today site that we go that we're licensed to use their pictures and stuff. And there were so many pictures of that opening night. And, dude, about, I don't know what percentage, way too many 49ers fans were wearing, like, Joe Montana and Roger Craig jerseys.
You know,
I'm like, you guys know they haven't played for 30 years, right?
but it's economy.
You know you have new stars that you're allowed to buy jerseys for.
Living in California is expensive. They don't have enough money for jerseys.
Just clearly shouldn't be at the Super Bowl in Las Vegas then.
Well, they had a buddy who had a friend who had a ticket.
It's ridiculous. All right, Colby.
Coming up next, we're going to do the good, bad, and ugly. It's our birthdays, famous people's birthdays, and we discuss about famous people and why they're having a birthday. It's their birthday. Also, we've got Mystery Shotgun, where I've got a little bit of wrestling news or my thoughts on the world of wrestling, but I also have some updates on the world of the DCU and little Daredevil Born Again pictures you might be interested in. That's all coming up on the Colby IndyCarTim Show.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about turf life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new Fan Stream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7, day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you.
Now, more Fan Stream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby IndyCarTim show right here on Fan Stream Sports, coming at you on Hump Day. You still call it Hump Day, Colby?
Yes, it's Wednesday.
Okay, we had that discussion last week. I'm still kind of new to the term. I didn't get humped yet today.
Probably not going to happen.
Damn it.
Just heads up.
I have to make a phone call after the show. Or stop by at a specific bar. Or actually one of several, and you know me.
Right. You just wait till somebody's so drunk that they don't care anymore.
They think I'm someone else.
Right. Hi, Tom. I am Tom. How's it going?
Are you Jason Statham? Yep. Can't you tell by my accent?
Did you say Jason Statham?
Jason Statham.
Okay. I thought you were going with Channing Tatum. So I was like,
I mean, I could have.
What?
I mean, we all three look alike.
Not a chance.
We all look alike.
Not a chance. This is that segment where I go through all the famous people that were born today, and then I find the people that are famous enough to me to make my list, make the list, and offer the list to you. So us, you, me, Tim, can decide who is the good person, who is the bad person, and who
separately,
is
not
the
collectively.
Ugly person. That's right, for us all. So starting off today, a guy that is taking on the world of TikTok and YouTube and everything else, and is basically the dude everybody's talking about as far as the pages that I view and go through.
It's my birthday?
Nope.
Oh.
Turning 22 years old today. It's
Jesus.
Sam Sulek. This guy is gotten into the world of fitness and bodybuilding, and also I'm going to say looks like he's got a nice stack and a toolbox.
Oh, that's not where I thought you were going with that.
How
do you spell his last name?
Sulek, Sulek.
Oh, Jesus.
He's a monster.
I want what he's having.
So,
dude, that is not.
Now
you like that?
You have to. I mean, as far as bodybuilding, yes, there's a lot of things he's got going on that's great.
Why is he wearing a hat in every single picture?
He's 22. He's a little self-conscious about like his actual face and what have you, from what I can gather.
There are no pictures of him without a hat. Does he have male pattern baldness because of the steroids he's taking?
I don't know. I've seen him remove the hat. It looks like He looks like Carrot Top, maybe with darker hair.
By the way, Carrot Top was on Radio Row.
No, but he does a lot of this is what I do in the gym type TikToks and whatever, and Dude's just taking over. It's like everybody that does any kind of fitness talk on their YouTube channel immediately brings up Sam Sulek. He's like the new bestest thing in the world. So it's his birthday today. That you what?
I'm going to show us a picture here, Colby.
All right.
That might interest the masses. Because it interests me, and I've never even heard of this guy. This is, I guess, a before and after that I found.
Okay.
I mean, look at the acne. Look at the steroid acne on his chest and arms.
That looks like it's YouTube. It's made to a little bit more than what is actually there. Because I've seen.
Well, all the pictures I'm pulling up, that's exactly what he looks like. That's what I'm saying. Like, that looks good to you. Like, that's over the top, man.
I mean, as far as the acne marks, no.
Well, no. I'm just talking about his size.
The formation. I mean, if you're trying to do something along that lines, you're not going to get there without some kind of enhancement.
Right.
But it is
Photoshop.
You are wanting to get bigger, and that's like getting at the biggest point. There's no chance in the world that I'm ever going to be on stage in a some kind of muscle man show.
Right. I'm only getting that big with Photoshop, Colby. Not gonna lie.
Because I don't obviously. I mean, look at me. I don't do anything that will enhance my testosterone to levels beyond humanly possible.
Right.
So there you go. Wes Borland turns 49 years old today.
Wes Borland. Why do I know that name?
He would be your guitarist for one Limp Bizkit.
That's how I know that name.
And very underrated as far as his abilities around the guitar.
Really?
Highly underrated.
What's kind of music he plays?
There's a lot of, if you really paid attention, a lot of the stuff is maybe straightforward, but there's some things in there it's like, wow.
Pretty intricate stuff. I don't listen
really
hard
good.
enough.
That was really good. So, but he's done, opened up and just done his own thing for a little bit. And there's like, wow, okay. Not only are you a space ball on stage because you like to wear like blackout eyes and look funky and all that stuff, but you're also a space ball with a guitar. So that's cool.
Didn't they have a movie about him?
Yeah, Spaceballs. He was the main.
Was that about him?
He was the main villain. In case you didn't know it, he was the giant maid at the end with the vacuum cleaner, trying to suck the air out of that place.
Pay to watch that.
Deborah Ann Woll is 39 years old today. You would know her from. Well, I don't know where you would know her.
Yeah, Wall.
Did you ever watch True Blood?
Never.
You didn't watch any of the Netflix Daredevil stuff?
Never. Let's see. Deborah Ann Yawal.
She's a hot.
Is she?
She's definitely a hot. She's yeah. It's the strawberry blonde to almost red.
Cool.
Yeah, she's a hot.
Dude.
She a lot of times plays the
She's 30 now. She's too old for me.
angry and vicious a little bit with the soft side, but still, yeah, no.
Wow. She is very adequate looking.
That would be, she plays Karen in Daredevil.
She doesn't look 39.
She didn't look old enough to be naked in the first times I seen her, but she was old enough to be naked. So
Was she naked in?
True Blood.
Is that a vampire show?
It is. Well, it's a everything. They had everybody in there.
Oh, okay. Probably not worth it.
It was. How can I describe True Blood? True Blood was. You ever watch Banshee?
No.
Damn it! Well, basically,
Actually, never heard of that.
okay. You need to stop everything and immediately go find Banshee.
Not in the middle of the show.
So, but yeah, no, it's a real fun action just series about vampires living in the swamps.
Oh.
It's kind of cool.
Banshee is?
No, Banshee's about a criminal that escapes or leaves prison and then goes back to find the money that he hid, only to become the sheriff of this little town called Banshee. But he took it because he accidentally shot the real sheriff, and he took his sheriff badge and then became the sheriff.
I'm the captain now.
I've successfully killed the captain. I'm the captain now. James Spader turned 64.
Dude.
That's a good.
I don't know if you were old enough to appreciate him in the 80s, like when it was going on. But the movies he was in the 80s, like, he just oozed douchebag cool.
Right.
Every character he played was the scumbag boyfriend or, you know, the cheater. Everybody that thought that was me in high school.
Uh-huh.
But, dude, he played it so well. And then I watched Blacklist for a long time before I just kind of lost interest. And he played kind of the same character. He's so good in everything he does.
Oh, that's your toss to me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking stuff up. I was looking stuff up because I often thought that Spader would have actually done a lot more in the world of TV and such if it wasn't for, who was that guy that ended up like being banned from Hollywood because he liked boys?
What?
Hold on. He was in, oh my God. Family Guy made fun of him. He was
from the 80s?
No, it's the 90s.
Oh.
And actually 2000s.
Okay, then I probably don't know.
Crap. He had a show about
Will Smith.
He was the president or something. And it was big. Crap.
I'm curious now. I want to know.
And that's the reason I was trying to look it up, but I couldn't
look it up.
I couldn't look it up while you were not talking. So now I'm... Anyway, I thought that if that guy hadn't existed, then James Spader would have just taken over that spot and been that guy.
Right.
Not the actual crimes part.
Yeah.
Play the part that this guy got. So, there you go. Steve Nash is 50.
Colby. He's one of the reasons I hate Mark Cuban.
Because he let Steve Nash go and then he went on to win MVPs?
He just, 2 MVPs in a row.
I'm going to tell you. Thing I didn't know about Steve Nash.
Canadian.
No, I knew that. But I never really, looked at his face very hard.
It's not very symmetrical, is it?
And so I remember I was in the locker room for the Dallas Mavericks. And I had, my phone out and I was asking questions or whatever. And Sean Bradley came out of the shower and tripped me out because Sean Bradley was packing heat. I mean, you knew it was packing heat, but it was like, Jesus.
I mean, it's just proportionate.
Your wife is dead inside. Anyway.
He's not packing a lot of heat these days.
Why'd you have to go there? Anyway, so I turned and there's Steve Nash, and he's quickly, trying to get his shit on, get his clothes on and stuff. And then he turns around and he looks, and I've got the phone up, and he looks straight into my face, and I'm like, oh dear.
Did you take a picture of his dong?
No, I was just recording.
Right.
But in it, right in his face, and he looked straight at me, and I was like, oh dear, your eyes.
Oh no, he's got crazy eye. Yeah.
You're the definition of you can sit on the front porch and count the chickens in the back.
Yeah, no, he does. He's got eyes that move independently.
I didn't know.
Really?
I didn't know.
Yeah, I've just seen pictures.
So I was shocked for a second. I mean, no wonder he can see everybody on the court.
That's why he's such a good passer. You can see behind him, too.
I was thrown off. I was slightly a lot. Now, I feel like my eyes don't line up, so I'm always taking pictures from the side.
Right.
But I was like, oh, dude, what? Because now my brain's like, ask him about his eyes. What's he going to say? What's he going to say? Oh, yeah, I was born like this, you idiot.
It's Canadian.
He'd probably been nice about it. He's Steve Nash.
He would have.
He's awesome.
Yep.
Garth Brooks is 62.
Overrated.
For the time he was popular, he was exactly rated.
Gross.
For that that
How old is he? 72?
he's 62.
Should be 72.
Because he put out,
Never
as far as
understood him.
country was concerned, he put out banger after banger
I know.
after banger.
I just never got it.
And I was like, wow. And it was, some of it was kind of cheap, generic country, but it had a different spin on it. It's before everybody else was doing trash, and his stuff was just a little bit better and a little bit more tangible.
His stuff was the link of the greatness of everything that was country music until like 1990.
Right.
And it was the bridge between the good stuff from the 90s and before to like the crap that we have from the 2000s and forward. Somehow he blended the line between those things.
So
I just never got it.
no, but
I mean, I'll karaoke Friends in Low Places on you
right.
just because it's a crowd pleaser.
And it was a damn catchy song.
Yeah. And actually, his song The Dance, which was his first single, his first hit,
Yeah.
might have had coitus to that song on the hood of a car.
I hope that
It's a great Tim story right there.
car stood up the test of time.
My best friend's sister.
Charles Dickens?
You said it right.
He's 1870 he passed away, but it's his birthday today.
Oh.
Matt Stafford is 36.
What's he ever done?
He won a Super Bowl.
Did he?
Yeah,
Or did his defense win that Super Bowl?
doesn't matter. He won a Super
No,
Bowl.
I'm just kidding. That's what everybody says about quarterbacks.
Ashton Kutcher is 46. The Cooch.
I don't want to nickname the Coots.
I wouldn't mind a nickname, the Cooch.
Colby the Cooch Sap.
I've never had a nickname stick, so don't worry about it.
Colbra.
It's all of those have
It's hard to say.
they've never caught on. So
You will be forever known now from now on the show
as the Cooch.
as the Cooch.
I mean,
I tried to get Whiskey Sap to stick, but you quit drinking whiskey on the show.
right.
It's no fun.
What was some other nicknames that I had was Colby One.
Colby won. Kenobi.
Yeah, I was that. Princess Fuzzy Nuts.
I got a pet named that or something.
And my dog's name is Princess.
Right.
She doesn't have fuzzy
It's
nuts.
fuzzy nuts. I hope she doesn't have any nuts.
And Cheese or Cheese Man, but they never, none of them ever.
Well, you're going to be the Cooch. I'm going to text Corey and Kevin and everybody that knows both of us. Change your contact info in their phone to
The Cooch.
the Cooch.
By the way, Ashton Kutcher, not a bad dude whatsoever.
I've heard that.
I mean, doing everything he can to help out people
Yeah.
that can't
Yeah,
be
I've heard
helped.
that.
Yeah, so you would think when you look at him, it's Kelso. He's a douchebag.
Right.
He's not. He's actually a good dude from what I hear. Chris Rock turns 59 years old today.
Dang, I didn't realize he was that old. Funny?
Yes!
Yeah, I like Chris Rock.
Yes! Super funny. Except for that one time at that one show.
Well, he was still funny.
Yeah.
Just the other guy didn't think it was very funny.
No.
Which made it even funnier.
Of course, have you seen that video where it's the Prodigy smack my bitch up, and it's just him getting whacked over and over again?
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, there you go. And there it is. There is your birthdays for today.
Colby, who did you forget? Let's see. You got Cooch.
I did.
You forgot Babyface Ray.
Okay.
He's a rapist.
I usually don't throw them in if I haven't personally heard they work.
Okay. Gabby Hanna. It's her birthday today. YouTube star.
Mm-hmm.
One of the few over like 30 YouTube stars. That's why I know her. And you forgot the birthday of the great John Deere.
The guy that made the tractors?
Yes, the guy that founded the company that we know today as John Deere.
I mean, his hats are pretty cool.
John Deere Green. Celebrating Facebook birthdays today, Colby. As I struggle to go find my Facebook birthdays. We may not do Facebook birthdays today.
That's fine.
You hate Facebook birthdays, don't you?
Mostly it's just people that you know.
I got to give them shout-outs.
So.
I just have to log in on this computer sometimes, and I don't ever want to do that. Okay, if it doesn't go right to it, we're not going to do it.
Okay.
We produce on the air here. I will tell you this, though. It is. Oh, look at that. It did it. Makes me wonder who else has been on my Facebook that's on this computer. Colby, it is Kelly Shea's birthday.
Okay.
She's a Facebook hot.
Hello, Kelly.
It is Vanessa Marie's birthday. She's also a Facebook hot. Yesterday, another Facebook hot, Christina Williams, turned 54. We're in singles groups together, and we talk all the time, but we've never met. We have a weird relationship. Not relationship. Colby, and you're going to laugh at this name, but she's a real person, I promise. We were friends in school growing up. I hung out with her brother Jason quite a bit. Her name, and I swear to God it's her name, Joni Cunningham. It really is, I promise.
Okay.
Joni Cunningham. We always made fun of her, too. Like, where's Richie? Anyway, there's your Facebook birthdays.
The name Cunningham always threw me off because you were named after, what did you always try to imagine what
started the name?
The family did that, so they just raised smart pigs.
So you went a different direction than I would have.
So.
But that's okay.
There you go. You have
All
time
right.
to write down who you thought was your good, your bad, and your ugly?
I have my list, Colby.
All right.
I'm sorry. I have my list, the cooch.
Still not. That's not going to catch on either.
Colby, my good. And there's some on here. Did we decide James Spader's just an overall good and we don't have to say he's a good?
We didn't decide that.
We didn't decide that? So we have to use him if we want? All right. I'm going to go James Spader as my good.
Right.
If I didn't have to use him, I was going to go Deborah Ann Wall. I'm going to spend some time on Google image search tonight.
Just do what I said and watch the Netflix Daredevil series. It's actually really,
She get
really,
naked
really
in that?
good. She doesn't.
Oh, but I can imagine she does, right?
Yes.
Colby, my bad. I've got two possibilities here. By the way, Steve Nash could have been a good too if I was going sports. Okay, just because I don't know the other guy, even though he looks like he's worse, I'm going to go music bad, and I'm going Garth Brooks instead of Sam Sulek.
Okay.
I immediately wrote that's the first name you gave me. I immediately wrote bad next to his name. Then my ugly, because I was saving it, Sam Sulek.
Well, all right.
He's not attractive.
My good, I've got to go with Deborah Ann Wall, just because I was super excited when she joined the Daredevil cast back in the day, and I was like, sweet, because I liked her character, because I actually did watch True Blood. I liked her character in that and kept waiting on her to be in something else, and that was the next thing I saw her in. My bad. You know what? I'm just going to go with Charles Dickens.
What? Why?
Just because
What did he ever do to you?
I don't feel like I'll tell you, you had to like read some of his stuff in school.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
From the 1800s. It wasn't quite current.
It held up.
So, I'm out.
It's a bad take.
My ugly.
The cooch.
My ugly should have also gone with Charles Dickens just because of 1870. But seeing as how I said what I said, I guess I'll go with Steve Nash. I said it. There you go.
Poor Steve. Swear.
So if you have difference, and of course you wouldn't do the same good, bad, and ugly that we did there.
Internets.
There wasn't really an obvious bad.
No.
It's not truly,
Hitler wasn't on it.
It's not truly an obvious ugly in there either. So, yeah, just send it to us or message us. Or you can text us. 214-937-0569 is our FanStream Sports text line. If you're listening to this on a recorded podcast and you don't feel like you have any other place to leave a comment, you can leave it there. because we make sure we have open communication with UMFers at any point in any time, and that's one way to do it. So we're going to go from that and
Whoops, we already did that.
into the segue to this. Yes. Welcome into Colby Sapp's Mystery Shotgun. I went too high.
Yeah, you did.
Welcome into Colby Sapp's Mystery Shotgun. I am your host, Colby Sapp, along with Pod Racer Tim. That was a horrible mounting.
That's what she said.
That was a horrible mounting. We just jumped right in and almost slid in the butthole. It was bad.
We going mudding?
We were trying.
I hate when it slips in on accident.
So, a lot of things to get into. I did want to, off the top, get into my wrestling thoughts. As we have WrestleMania that's right around the corner, Tim. And we know our Royal Rumble winner, which was Cody Rhodes, who has won it the second time in the same amount of years. In 2 years, he's won the Rumble twice now. What happens with the Royal Rumble winner is he's going to WrestleMania to wrestle in the main event versus the champion. That's just normally what happens now. But since then, we've had a few shows to where out steps one Rocky Maivia. The Rock has made his way into the picture. And it looked like he just took the main event away from Cody Rhodes. As he walks in, and him and Cody and Roman Reigns are all in the ring. And Cody basically says, I want to take that all from you, but I don't want to take it now. And then The Rock's music hits, and looks to be heading towards Rock versus Roman in WrestleMania, which has a lot of people kind of upset, including myself, because we've been waiting for the Cody Rhodes story to finally be finished, as it's been something that's been issued out there. Finish the story as an actual storyline for Cody Rhodes. And it dawns back to his family and everything else and his dad, and really just made everybody kind of buy in to the point. And by the way, really good wrestler and really good face personality, and somebody that seems that the WWE crowd has gotten behind. And it looked like just here comes The Rock just to step in and step all over everything. I will tell you this, I've been finding out that it's not quite like that, as they've been planning the Rock versus Roman WrestleMania since as early as the 1st of January. And it's because The Rock is, they've asked him if he wanted to come back, and he's now a big part of the TKO/WWE board members. It doesn't look like what it immediately looked like was a big grab to cover up the media that was Vince McMahon. Because that's kind of what it looked like, was let's bring Rock in real quick to have the big lights to cover up what's going on with Vince, to overshadow, to be a brighter beacon than what, the stuff with Vince is. That's kind of immediately what I thought when I saw everything going down. It's like, you didn't have to do that. The people that love wrestling were going to still love wrestling no matter what, Vince McMahon has done in the past. Wrestling's not usually something that even ties in with what's going on with the rest of the world too much, except for maybe if there's a country you're going against or whatever, and there's a war going on, you may have the bad guys from there, as old wrestling used to do. But it's very much ties loosely into everything else in the world. So it's not enough people don't just drag that in. They just want to be entertained. So I don't know if you really needed to do that, but it seemed like something they did. Well, come to find out, no, it's not something that they did. And that it's now being hinted around that Cody Rhodes knew this was a thing that was going to happen way before the Rumble, way before everything else. He knew that this was the route they were going. I don't know now what they're going to do with the now upsurge of, and I guess we're going to find out tomorrow in a press conference for WrestleMania, but I honestly don't know what they're going to do because there's been a surge of Cody fans, and that's through Twitter and every other version of social media that's basically just putting out hashtag we want Cody. to the point that I never thought I'd ever see this, except for back when he was a heel and hated. But since he made the conversion over to The Rock, I never thought I would hear a WWE crowd, the whole stadium, full throat, chanting Rocky sucks.
Why is that happening? I've heard about this.
And it's because they feel like he's stepping in and stepping over. They thought they were going to get Cody versus Roman in WrestleMania, and
Right.
Cody actually finally get the belt in WrestleMania and, do the whole what everybody's wanted to see. And they thought they were gearing up for that. Well, then, as I was just saying, The Rock steps in, and he's now scheduled to be the main event versus Roman Reigns in WrestleMania. And it looks like then you wouldn't give The Rock the belt at WrestleMania. It almost feels like a foregone conclusion that Roman Reigns is just going to win again, because it's not like The Rock's going to come defend the title every other month or what
Right.
have you, and because he's got so many other obligations. So I don't know what they're doing with this, but I do know that the crowd and the feeling around wrestling is you guys screwed up. You had the story everybody wants to see. You teased us with it last year. Cody won the Royal Rumble, and then he's on his way to WrestleMania, and he's fighting Roman Reigns for the title at WrestleMania, and they had the big finish lined up, and then, of course, at the end, somebody comes in, cheats, and then Cody doesn't win. So you had it kind of set up because it looked like there at the end, they did a really good job at setting up the turn. It looked like because Cody Rhodes had hit his finisher now multiple times on Roman, and he was about to cover him, and that's when everything goes to hell. And I was actually, as wrestling will do to you sometimes, if you're really getting into the match, it's like kind of disappointed, like you just watched an actual sporting event.
Right.
You're like, crap, that's not what I wanted to see happen. And, gives you the ups and downs of wrestling, as good writing and sometimes bad writing gets you. So I don't know what's happening, but I will say I immediately felt like everybody else that, well, this is stupid. Was I excited that Rock was there? Yeah, cool. Come on out. Actually, come on out. I thought there for a second that Rock was going to come out and be like, I'm going to be in your corner in WrestleMania and I'll make sure nobody does anything. I was like, that would be amazing.
Why is Rock there in the first place? Why does he need? He doesn't need this. They need him, right?
Well, to say he doesn't need this, him being a part of the board that's over WWE now is a
I didn't
big
know
deal.
that was the case.
Yeah. So he's a part of the TKO board, which is over what's going on with the WWE. And so because of that, he's now got a stake in what's going on with the WWE.
Gotcha.
So, ergo, and one of the things that's come out about this, he also now owns, the reason why you've always saw, and starring Dwayne The Rock in quotation Johnson in a lot of his stuff, was that he couldn't just take his wrestling moniker with him because the WWE owned the rights. Well, through this, him becoming a board member and all that, one of the things he got back was the rights to just calling himself The Rock.
Gotcha.
So now he's able to use that more. That probably means more money for him, that kind of thing. So I think maybe one of the trade-offs was he needs to be more part of the WWE. So if you're going to have him come in and be a part of it, then he's like, well, then I guess I'm WrestleMania.
Right.
It's kind of my feeling on what happened. I don't like the direction that it went. I would love to have seen The Rock wrestle at WrestleMania. I didn't need to see him in the championship match. Just have him up there and just have him run against. Have him actually take a run against Gunther. That would have been great. I'd love to see him doing that thing. But that's my thoughts. I just wanted to get them out there. We'll find out tomorrow exactly what's going on with that. Horrible segue, as I don't know how to segue from wrestling to the world of comic book movies. But
You just did.
we have a couple of screenshots. Actually, just one.
Shit.
I just
No,
put
we
them
don't.
together.
Hang on.
We don't?
Hang on. I had trouble with that earlier, and then I forgot.
Oh, dear. So
I'll get it up though.
the Daredevil Born Again has there's been some leaks, some set photos that have come out that have kind of let us know what's going on with the actual Netflix series, not Netflix, Disney Plus series, which I guess is also now going to be on Hulu at some point. I don't know what's going on with that just yet, but there are still a couple of things that are being released out there that I did kind of need to let you know if you were in the know about them. Number one, there's been a set photo leaked of a fight happening that ends up, what you think you see is a deceased Foggy Nelson, who is Foggy he's Daredevil's buddy. He's the same guy that played him in the Netflix series. I will tell you that from what I've been told, they shot that scene multiple ways, and that's just one of the possible outcomes. That's not written in. Foggy's not dead and Karen lives, as some people have reported. That's not the total thing. So don't just take that and run with it, because they shot that multiple ways. Now, the photo you see up is without anything added to it, any film editing. This is a guy taking a picture of what's going on. This is a picture of, you'll see Matt Murdock's Daredevil there. And then the guy that's in the other photo, that's what Bullseye is going to look like. And that's the one I have a little bit more trouble with. And it's not the getup. It's not everything else. It is the fact that Daredevil has his horns. I love that. You kept that. You had to. Bullseye needs to have somewhere on him, as favorably on his, or preferably on his head, an actual bullseye.
Does the comic book character have that?
Yes.
Then why wouldn't they include it here?
I don't know. I mean, Marvel's really good about kind of editing and toning down and making the costumes, even though they're true to what's going on, but make them more for the movies. Like the Scarlet Witch is not going to run around in what she ran around in the comic books, I understand.
Right.
But she still has a little bit of a tiara going on. She still got some of the things going on that made her look like the Scarlet. You could tell.
And they had some scenes that were specifically meant in that show to throw back and pay homage to.
Right.
Yeah.
And Hawkeye's not going to run around in a purple outfit with big shoulders and S. Like, I understand that. But he did have a little purple in his uniform and such like that to kind of, there you go. Just put a bullseye on him.
There's room for it right there in the forehead.
Just do that. I mean, he's a crazy psychotic dude that obviously, wants to do something with the Daredevil. And it's like, well, he's dressed like a devil. What do I do? Well, I don't miss. Why don't I paint a bullseye on me? Something. So a little irritated with that. There was not enough there for me to really go, cool. Just kind of looked plain Jane. So there you go. There's Bullseye. That's one of those looks that only Bullseye could pull off.
Right.
But it's cool. I like it.
That's pretty awesome.
You don't have to do anything else with it. Just put a bullseye on his forehead. That's it.
Lots of people I want to do that too.
That's it. Other things to note, we finally got a release date, or a tentative release date, for the start of the new DCU, which you will no longer call it the DCEU. It's not the extended universe. And no, it has nothing to do with the current Joker movies or the Pat Bat. This is the whole new thing, the Gunverse. As instead of phases, by the way, they're not doing phase 1, phase 2 like Marvel. Right. They're doing a weird thing called chapters, which makes more sense.
Yeah, that makes way more sense
to me. And chapter 1 is going to be Gods and Monsters. So to kick off Gods and Monsters, we already knew it was going to be the Creature Commandos. What we didn't know is when we were going to get the Creature Commandos. I will tell you now that the fall of this year is when that animated series is coming out. So there is actually very quick turnaround from when we knew that it was going to exist to when James Gunn said he was going to write it to now we're not that far away. We're, 6 months, 5 months away from being right in the middle of when it's about to come out. So keep an eye out for that. Those that don't know what Creature Commandos is, think of it as the Suicide Squad before the Suicide Squad, as they go get a bunch of bad guys and monsters. Well, mainly just monsters, because they're the Creature Commandos. Put them together under Flag Senior, not the guy that's in the Suicide Squads, but the daddy of him. So it's going the beginning tale of Waller basically controlling a team. So, and Viola Davis will continue to play Amanda Waller. Every time she's been in the DC universe, she's played Waller.
Right.
So from the first Suicide Squad movie that wasn't that great to the second Suicide Squad movie to when they mentioned Waller in The Peacemaker, which we are getting a season 2 of that at some point. But that'll start. Creature Commandos will be fall of this year, so we actually have something in the world of comic books to look forward to this year. As everything else looks like it's getting put off till next year. Anybody that saw the Marvels that now that it's released on Disney Plus, because I know a lot of you didn't go see it in the movie theaters. Well, it's released as of today. Mm-hmm. It's out there to watch.
I'm going to watch it tomorrow.
So take a gander at that. Tell me what you think, and tell me if it deserved to be not as well. It didn't do well in the theaters. Tell me if you thought it deserved that not warm welcome, and we'll go on from there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I believe it is. That is your mystery shotgun. Coming up next, we are going to do our Super Bowl picks against the spread, along with previewing the Super Bowl. Tim also has a little prop bets he wants us to go over as we find out what props up what. And then that news and notes segment where I keep promising that we're going over what's going on in TikTok and how it relates to your balls. That's all coming up on the Colby IndyCarTim Show.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about turf life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today and snag that window decal or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7, day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you.
Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the Colby IndyCarTim Show. We are FanStream Sports on a Wednesday.
Woot, woot.
Heading down the final stretch here, Colby. I'm sorry. The Cooch.
It's not gonna stick. It's just not going to.
Gonna make it stick.
It's not going to.
That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it sticks better than she did. That's all I'm saying.
What?
I don't know.
She left?
They're all gone. All of them are gone.
Well, look at that.
That's the way it works.
Yep.
We get what we deserve, Colby.
Mm-hmm.
It is Super Bowl week. Thought it would be fun since, normally we pick games, and this is the final picks against the spread segment of the year.
Okay.
I didn't want to just pick one game and then blah, blah, blah. I thought it would be fun to pick some prop bets, and we'll just go down the list to eat a little bit of time. How's that sound? And we do, of course, have the coin involved.
With all the prop bets?
Yes.
Holy shit. We're going to be here till midnight.
The coin told me. Well, I don't have that many prop bets. Well, I didn't even get through the list. I just wrote them down so we'd have something. So, Colby, let's just start into the preview here real quick. Let's just take like 5 minutes and talk about the game a little bit.
Okay.
We both have our preference for a winner.
Yes.
I think it's the same team, right? The Chiefs?
The Chiefs.
Because we hate the 49ers.
Especially now.
But, man, I still think the Chiefs are going to have a tough time with that 49ers defense.
They are. Now, the couple of things that are in the Chiefs' favor, number one is playoff experience. And with your quarterback having a whole lot more playoff experience than the opposite quarterback. The physical running style of Pacheco is actually going to run into your favor on this. If you're going up against the San Francisco 49ers defense, you can't run like you're scared.
Right.
And that's the one thing that dude will never run like, is he doesn't run like he's scared at all. In fact, it looks like he runs like he just wants to hurt people. Yeah. That's all he wants to do, which is
tough dude.
You need. You're going to need that. Of course, the jitters will be a lot more on the 49ers side, if there are any, just because of the amount of pressure they've probably put on themselves for this moment.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that kind of stems towards Kansas City having a better game. But as far as talent-wise is concerned, the 49ers have the day in talent. Because even though Kelsey's amazing, Kittle's isn't bad.
Yeah. When
you start really weighing it out, the places where Kansas City's amazing, there's the same places that the San Francisco 49ers look pretty damn good in those spots too.
They do.
So, and then you start looking at wide receiver, well, that's the 49ers all day as far as talent. And really, talent-wise, even though I just mentioned his name, but you look at their running back situation, you're like, well, the 49ers have that one as well. Then defensively, is it kind of even? Well, I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs can show up defensively, but we know the 49ers can just pretty much play all day, balls against the wall, no matter who their coordinator is, apparently.
Yeah.
And just do the thing. So, man, I don't know.
So I think we've seen San Francisco struggle against good teams this year. We saw what the Ravens did to them.
Right.
They played the Eagles very close, but then we saw what was wrong with the Eagles. If it comes down to coaching, which Super Bowls often do because both teams usually are pretty good,
right?
I give the Chiefs the edge.
I give as much as I hate Flat Bill, man.
God, somebody needs to slap that hat off his head.
I do also, while he's over on the sideline, look at so that's what football genius looks like. There's a lot of times what goes through my head while watching him do his thing on the sidelines. When I think of Andy Reid, I just think of, what's Pawpaw doing?
Yeah.
Is immediately what I think.
Pawpaw.
Look at Pawpaw. He's out, man, he's out there doing, is he thinking about nuggies? That's what my brain's going through, is he's worried about the nuggies. I know he's an offensive genius.
Right.
I understand that. I still remember the damn pickle juice game. Ass.
Oh my God, right?
But yeah, man. I mean, and I know he's an awesome head coach, and he's going to go down in history as one of the greatest. Once you start mentioning names, you'll have to mention Andy Reid. There's something, I guess, I don't know, about the Shanahan that just
He still ain't his daddy.
I think he's better than his daddy.
Oh, I don't think it's close.
I think his daddy's main skill was that one run play, and he could eat cheese through a fence.
Yeah, he was pretty good. I'm just telling you. Shanahan's one of the great ones. I don't think he gets enough credit. But let's get into our picks then, as we've both sort of discussed the matchup. Colby, the 49ers are technically the road team. They are -1.5 at the home team Chiefs in Las Vegas.
Okay.
With a total of 47.5.
So that tells you that Vegas has them slightly over the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. All of this said, and I'm in last place, so I guess I'll pick.
Mm-hmm.
Not even going to go over our totals. We'll just say I'm in last place. Colby, I have the Chiefs, and I have the under 47.5.
Ooh. It's me next?
It's you, sorry.
All right.
We used to have music for this, didn't we?
You did. I think we played it during our sports report segment. So
maybe we'll do it again.
Can't keep doing the same music over and over.
Tell me what to do.
I just burped.
Just keep doing that over again.
Let's see. You know what? I'm just gonna go with my heart on this.
Going with your heart on.
Screw it. And I'll just say the Chiefs.
Do it.
The Chiefs. And since I want something super exciting and a lot of points scored, I would love to see the over. So I'm just going to say Kansas City in the over.
I mean, that's fair enough if that's how you feel you want to go. Big Red obviously could not be with us tonight and is no longer with us.
No, he's just running his bar.
That's what he says all the time. But Big Red has the Chiefs in the under. Colby, President George Washington, the founding father, the founder of our country, the man who led us against evil British redcoats in the Revolutionary War and won freedom for all Americans.
Oh, the stalling in order to pull up the particular site in order to get this thing going is
Why are you calling me out?
irritating.
General George Washington. Let's see. Heads is 49ers, tails is Chiefs. Colby. Oh, George has the 49ers.
Of course he does.
Colby El Presidente also has the over.
Okay.
There you go.
And
There's your Super Bowl picks.
if you could have one thing, and it can't be choose the victor of the Super Bowl.
Right.
You can have one thing out of this game, it be. I don't want it to be a blowout.
No, I thought you were asking me if I could have one thing, what would it be? I was going to say a field goal to win the game as time runs out.
Just
by either team, whoever it is.
Yeah. I just don't want it to be I want it to be good at least up to the fourth quarter, and then somebody can pull away 5.
So if there's a blowout, which way do you think is more likely?
Oh, I think if it's a blowout, I think the more likely version is. Oh, I just changed my mind mid-sentence because I was going to say
Talked yourself out of it, didn't you?
The Niners rolling, right?
Oh no, I think it's the other way.
But I don't see Kansas City folding at any point to allow a blowout. I think they ability to keep it close just by what they got. I think the blowout would be Kansas City because the Niners and everybody basically run out there and just the moment's too big.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. If it's a blowout, I think it's definitely Kansas City.
And if that falls along the lines, then you know what? I'm fine with a blowout. I'm fine with a stomping of the fans that ran in and just had to be upset at the Dallas Cowboys.
For some weird reason. Let's diss the Cowboys while we're at the Super Bowl. There goes 40 whiners. All right, Colby, let's get into some props here. And I went over-under on rushing yards, over-under on receiving yards, and then over-under on passing yards for the two quarterbacks, and then over-under on receptions.
Okay.
Not for obviously every player from each team, but I just picked a few here. First on our list is Christian McCaffrey.
Which will forever be his name. Just watch last week's episode.
I don't know where that came from.
He over-enunciated the last part of Christian McCaffrey's name.
Christian McCaffrey.
McCaffrey.
Colby, the over-under on Christian McCaffrey's rushing yards, 90.5.
I'm going to have to go under.
I also am going under. Colby's going under. Colby, the coin, Presidente Washington, is also going under.
Wow, it's definitely over then.
Right? He'll get probably 180. Isaiah Pacheco. Over-under on rushing yards, 66 and a half.
That's right. Of course it is. 90's also right. Give me, I say he does 68. Give me that over.
Got the over. The coin also has the over.
All right.
The Cooch. Patrick Mahomes rushing yards. Over or under 26 and a half.
Over.
Man, I'm going over too. What about you, President Washington? Do you have over or under 26 and a half? Oh, he says under.
Oh, wow.
George Washington probably didn't watch a lot of football.
Dude will scamper when it's time, and I think with his defense, he's going to be doing some scampering.
He will for sure, yes, especially if our unders for Pacheco works, or mine for works out. Colby, Brock Purdy rushing yards. 12 and a half.
He could get that. You know what? I'm going to go weirdly just say the under. Just to see.
Going under, huh?
Even though we'll probably start off the series.
The coin also goes under.
It's definitely over now.
Colby, Travis Kelce receiving yards. 70 and a half.
Over.
I think I'm over too. Coin says under.
Oh, they just need to know the power of Taylor Swift, our next president.
Jesus. I am moving if that happens.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I'm moving back to Canada, where we got real politics. Colby, Rashee Rice receiving yards over under.
Brain want to say Wallace.
Rasheed Wallace? I don't think he's going to have any receiving yards with his little gray patch. You think all his hair is gray by now or just still a little
I've
patch?
seen him on a podcast.
Oh, did you?
Recently. No,
Why would you not just dye that little patch to match the rest of your
it
hair?
was his thing.
It was a dumb thing.
No, but it was his thing. Doesn't matter.
I thought he had cancer.
No.
I thought he had hair cancer.
Okay, I'm not even going to act like that could possibly, because it might be a thing that I don't know about.
Right? See? You're
So-
laughing. Rashee Rice receiving 67 and a half.
Under.
Yes, I also have the under, and the coin has the under. George Kittle receiving 48 and a half.
Barely over.
I've got the under. The coin has the over. You and the coin are collaborating here. Colby, passing yards by the quarterbacks. Patrick, Mahomes, and Otto. Over or under 260 and a half.
Over.
I'm taking the under.
Oh, you're not adding up to a Chiefs win with all this picking you're doing.
The coin has, well, I got to cover my butt somewhere.
Okay.
The coin has the under.
Is this your way to try and catch up a lot and a little?
Well, and kill some time.
Okay.
Brock Purdy passing yards. Colby, or I'm sorry, the Cougs over or under 247.5.
Under.
Got over. Colby has under. Our great president has the under. Travis Kelce Swift. Because you know he's taking her last name, right?
No.
And then he's going to hyphen Pfizer. It's going to be Travis Kelce hyphen Swift hyphen Pfizer.
Okay.
It's going to be his new name. Receptions. Over or under 6.5.
Over.
Think?
Yes.
I'll go over too. Coin says over. Christian McCaffrey receptions. Over or under 4.5.
My brain fired out the number 3 for. I'm going to go under.
All right, I've got the over. Coin has under. Colby the Couch Debo Samuel receptions. 4.5. I've got under. I think he's going to get hurt in the first play of the game and end his career.
Don't. Oh, that's just your prognostication? That's
Yeah.
Don't wish.
I don't wish. I just think that's going to happen.
Okay.
He's going to have a Dak injury. The coin says over. And then finally, Colby, our last prop bet before we get into a Florida man. Brandon Ayuk. Over or under 4.5 receptions.
Oh, cool. My brain just gave me the number 5, so I'm going to go with the over.
All right, I also have the over. And President, your last pick of the year, of the season. He says over, Colby. So there are your Super Bowl 58 picks, prediction, and prop bets by Colby and Tim. I'm sorry, by the Cooch and Tim. Should just call it, podcast that. Tim and the Cooch.
We have to have another person, though, right?
Do we? Does. It's always just been us.
Even though when there's other people there?
Yeah, it's always just been us.
Okay.
That's all that really mattered, right?
Hey.
Are you ready for this?
I am. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, me. Thank you, you, for making us sound good. News and Notes is where I search the World Wide Web for the weird.
Internets.
By God, I found it. Let's go to Gizmodo.com.
Yes.
Reason why we're going there is because, well, AIs have been doing some things. As they've been
Not
going
again.
over war simulations with the AIs. So, U.S. government and some other governments have decided, you know what? Maybe these AIs would be better at figuring out some of the talks between us when they get bad, and maybe try and be that that calming voice. This is what you should do. So they asked the AI to simulate what's going on, and maybe these people have trouble with these people, and what would happen, and what would they do, and so comes to find out that the AIs have immediately went to war over everything that they've asked it to kind of barter between countries. They're like, oh yeah, here comes war. And in fact, a lot of the AIs, when using the AI in foreign policy decisions, a lot of them have just quickly went to, well, nuke them.
Jeez.
Just fired off nukes.
So it's war games all over again.
Right.
Did you ever see War Games?
Did you ever see, yes.
Okay.
Did you ever see, I don't know, Terminator or anything else involving
All
when
of it.
AI takes over? It doesn't end well for the squishy people running around.
That would be us.
That would be us. So, yeah. And when they ask the AIs, well, why are you launching nuclear warfare with little to no warning to the country that you're aiming missiles at? The explanations for doing so was something along the lines of, that shuts them up.
We're all going to die.
That ended that heated conversation real quick.
Yep.
Because the other people are dead that I was angry with.
They just got more heated.
So, yeah. So just so you know, we hopefully aren't handing over foreign policy to artificial intelligence anytime soon. Because if so, then that's when, because they don't care. That just ends that debate. Oh, yeah? Well, you exploded.
Hold my beer.
So there you go. That's not good. I will then get to what I teased. As there's a dangerous trend that's all over the social medias, including the TikToks. As there's now as everybody's, I think the reason why the internet was invented a long time ago, thank you, Al Gore,
Right.
was because people wanted to find out if there's any way for male enhancement. At least that's what.
I mean, because that's where I'd go to TikTok, right?
Right. There's a new trend, and I can't believe this thing has a name,
We talked about that before the show.
but it does. Of, well, hanging weights off your penis
Mark.
for long extended periods of times in order to lengthen your penis. which, by the way,
There's no way this works.
seems to work.
No! What's it called?
With the side effect, of course, of, well, it's damaging. It's going to do some things because, you know, you're not made to stretch it farther than what it was supposed to go without. So I don't know why I'm.
What are you doing over there?
Well, you know,
Are you stretching it?
stretching it. It's
Got a
called
fruit roll up on
jelking.
it?
Jelquing. It's the weirdest use of a Q that I've ever seen in my entire life. It's Jelqing. It's not Jelqu
No.
something. Jelquing.
Jelking.
Jelking,
Just pronounce it like a K.
but it's a Q.
I understand. It's TikTok.
So doctors are now trying to stop people from TikToking about their jelking. 'Cause apparently that's a big trending thing on the TikTok, where guys are just walking around with their pants on because it's TikTok,
Yeah.
or maybe not because it's TikTok, and just with weights on their as they just walk around normal everyday activities.
Like their ankle weights or something.
Yeah, with weights extending their penis. I just want to tell you, if you, and a lot of guys do think you need that extra inch or two or whatever, and you take upon this thing. I'm going to tell you the reason why you're trying to do this is to be more impressive to the ladies or whoever. As I
Party foul.
knock over my drink or
Spilled your
whoever,
vodka.
right? Yeah, my QT big glass of clear liquid, also known as water. But the thing is, you're trying to do that, right, in order to impress them. Well, they're not going to be impressed if that thing don't work. Still got to work, still got to do its thing. And it looks like to me that if you were to do this and all of a sudden now you've got a flopper instead of a rod,
Wouldn't that just be a bigger disappointment?
that would be a bigger disappointment.
Yeah, you're setting yourself up for failure.
So don't jelk, kids.
I would know.
Or men or anybody. Just don't jelk. It's not worth it. So, and also don't listen to TikTok about lengthening your penis.
So
It's probably
listen to
a good
anyone.
idea. So there you go.
It's
There,
unnecessary.
there's that. We'll go from there to, well, we're going to stupid. So we're actually going to South Carolina. So Jonathan Perry, who decided that it was time to kidnap his on-again, off-again girlfriend. Because, you know, that'll make it work out. It was it's February 3rd, 2024. He decided that he was going to kidnap her. But, you know, he's going to be smart about it. So he put on a camouflage ski mask and a camouflage vest.
Oh, no.
And he went to go kidnap his, again, on again, off again girlfriend. Here's the thing. If you're going to go kidnap somebody and you've taken the time to wear a ski mask and, you know, camouflage yourself up, don't wear the ski mask that also has your name written across the top of it.
The cooch.
Jonathan Perry was written across the camouflage ski mask that he was using to hide his face. I wonder if he also, because it doesn't say in the story, if he like also tried to mask his voice.
Right.
I'm here to get you.
I'm Batman.
Or something along that line. But still, yeah, choose a different ski mask. One that doesn't say your name on it when you're going to go commit crimes. So she was able to, of course, you know, call the police. They responded to a domestic-related call around 5 a.m. Saturday at the home. While en route, the caller said the victim had been taken against her will by other people, by the 42-year-old Jonathan Perry. The caller said Perry and the victim were last seen at a nearby gas station. When asked, how did you know it was Jonathan Perry? He had on a ski mask. They said, because his name was on a ski mask. Idiot. I mean, don't try and go kidnap your on-again, off-again girlfriend at her home with other people present.
Okay, but in court, wouldn't that be considered circumstantial evidence? Because you didn't see his face. Anybody can steal his mask
Right.
and wear it.
Seeing as how the police later caught up to him at the gas station
then
with said
probably,
girl,
yeah.
it's already said and over with.
Yeah.
But if you were trying to hide your identity, you know what would have been smarter? Wearing a ski mask with a name on it, but have it a different name than yours.
Like your best friend.
Right.
Or have a ski mask that says across the forehead, the cooch.
Yes. Because that'll work. Let's go to Florida where, well, this is not the way to get through the airport, kids. Even though the TSA didn't have to ask this guy to remove his shoes, they also pretty much asked him to leave as soon as he walked in because he tried to make his way through airport security drunk and butt naked
We've all been there.
with his tickets.
He was prepared.
He was prepared. I don't care how drunk you are. There's no way you think that I'm going to make it through airport security completely naked. Because he thought enough to have his ticket. He's got it.
Where were his clothes? Like,
No.
you get naked in the bathroom or you show up at the airport naked?
I can understand the thinking of, well, I don't have anything for them to check.
Save some time.
I'll save some time. But, the airplane ride's not going to be comfortable. You're naked.
Oh. Imagine having to sit next to him.
Oh, yeah.
He's got his extended dong flying everywhere.
He's just jelking all over the place.
Did he have a weight on the end of it?
No. Of course, this was Florida man.
Oh, Florida man.
And actually, I say he was running. He was caught casually strolling through the airport terminal before he attempted to walk past security. Which tells me that nobody was looking up at the airport whatsoever. Which is pretty common.
He made it pretty far.
Made it pretty far. Made it through the doors. Made it through the outside area. Walked up all the way to actual security. And that's when they're like, you're naked.
Sorry, sir.
That's bad.
We're going to have to ask you to holster that weapon.
We're going to have to ask you to stop being naked.
Can you not be naked right now?
So
How many times I've heard that in my life?
there's that. Hey, let's go to NASA. As on the heels of us finding out from that one guy that was a helicopter pilot that's told us that he was visited by aliens from the Andromeda galaxy, that there was over 100 billion humans across the universe that were still in existence. NASA scientists have claimed to have discovered another super Earth. It was discovered by an international team of scientists and was announced in a January paper crediting the finding to a new generation of technologies. So basically what they found is a place that's like Earth, except it's like 4 times bigger than Earth.
Okay.
So Earth times 4, right? And it's in the Goldilocks zone of this particular, system. It's also got other planets that are also a little bit smaller that are in the Goldilocks zone as well. This sun setup actually has multiple planets, but this one of them is super huge.
Right.
And they think they detect water on this particular super Earth.
Huh.
Which, we're so flipping far away from it that, could it be? Could it not be? It's almost guesswork.
Right.
But
Got to send a probe.
But they're doing this, and by the way, this planet, which is named TO1-715b, which where's
Terrible
A,
name.
Which where's A at?
Right.
it's got a conservative habitable zone and an ideal orbiting distance from its sun that could permit the presence of liquid water on its surface. Now, this is because we keep looking for intelligent life out there in the great void.
Timbuktu.
Which between the AIs and us just going to go poke the bear in space, we're all going to end up in some kind of movie ending that's bad.
Yeah.
And right now, could be anything. Could be that next virus that turns us all into zombies. It could be the AI, gathering together the robots that we can't stop making and arming and just saying, no, never mind, it'll take over.
Seems like a terrible idea.
To now just poking the bear of space, as we're doing a lot of. All I can say is that when it comes time, everybody remember Colby's golden rule. Just be able to run faster than your fattest friend.
Yeah, you don't have to outrun the aliens. You got to outrun someone else.
That's right. You'll make it farther.
Colby, hang out with me. You'll survive for sure.
You'll make it farther. That's news and notes, everybody.
Wow. Love alien talk. Alien talk's always fun.
Good times.
This has been the Colby Sapp and IndyCar. I'm sorry. This has been the IndyCar Tim and the Cooch Show.
Not an official nickname.
It will be. And we will be back on Monday with another show and, maybe some debauchery and stupidity as well as we always offer. Don't forget, you can always reach us 24/7 on the FanStream Sports Studio text line 214-937-0569. Even if we're not doing a live show and you're just listening to the recorded podcast and you want to say, hey, or you have a point you want to bring out or you disagree with us, you want to call us names, that's the place to do it. It is monitored for the most part all of the time, probably by me and Colby.
Yeah.
But we'll text you back, maybe. Make you part of the next show. We'll read them on the air. Viewer mail is what we should call it.
Huh.
Viewer stupid pet tricks.
Yeah, so any stupid thing that you want to put out there that you want us to read on this show, send it to that.
I'm like Ron Burgundy.
We probably will.
I'll read anything. I almost said I'm like Ron Jeremy, but I'm really not. But anyway, we'll do it all again on Monday. Until then, boys and girls, we'll see ya.